Hello students, good day. Welcome to zoology class. Hope all of you are fine. As all of you know that we have started with the topic strategies for enhancement of food production, and we have started with this topic animal husbandry. And in my previous presentation I talked about my first topic of animal husbandry, that was cattle farming. And now in this presentation I will talk about the next subtopic, that is the poultry farming. So what is poultry farming? Poultry farming is the form of the animal husbandry which raises domesticated birds such as chickens, ducks, turkeys and geese to produce meat or eggs for food, and it has originated from the agricultural era. So in poultry farming we talk about the domesticated birds. They can be chicken, ducks, turkeys or geese for getting meat or their eggs, and this ritual started from the agricultural era. But basically in this presentation we will talk about the chicken. So poultry farming, it mainly refers to the growing and protecting various types of domestic birds commercially. So commercially we raise the poultry birds, especially chicken, for various needs, that is egg as well as the meat, and selection of disease-free and suitable breeds, then maintenance of hygienic farm conditions and providing proper food and water, and then health care. These are the main goals of poultry farm management. So in poultry farm management we have to take care that we select the disease-free and proper breeds of the birds. Then we have to maintain the hygienic farm conditions for the birds. They have to be provided with the proper food and water. Their health has to be taken care of. So these are the main things or main goals which are kept in view while managing the poultry farm. And poultry birds, they have the products like eggs, and eggs are a rich source of animal protein, vitamins and minerals. And poultry birds, they are very easy to raise. Why? Because they have a short lifespan and they can be acclimatized to any climatic condition. So any climatic condition can be suitable for them, and their lifespan is very small, so they are very easy to manage. So this is the purpose behind the poultry farming. So when I talk about the poultry farming, there are certain terms which are commonly used in this poultry farming. First of all, we talk about layer or the egger. What is layer or egger? It refers to the poultry bird which is reared for laying eggs. So we can say that the birds which are raised for laying eggs, they are known as layers or eggers. Then next term is broiler. What is broiler? This is the kind of bird which is reared for getting meat. So broilers are the birds which are mainly raised for getting meat, and layers are the eggers are the birds which are mainly reared for getting eggs of good quality. Then next come the game birds. What are game birds? These are the poultry birds which are used for games, as you might have seen the cock fighting. So they are known as the game birds. Then table birds. Table birds are the birds whose meat is used as food. So the birds which have good quality of meat which can be used as food, they are known as the table birds. Then commercial birds. Poultry of improved variety which are reared for laying large number of eggs they are known as the commercial birds. So commercial birds are those birds which lay large number of eggs. And then the next term is growers. What are growers? These are the birds in the growing period up to sexual maturity. The birds which are growing and they are not yet got sexually matured, they are known as they are just growing and they are known as the growers. So these are some terms which are commonly used while talking about the poultry farming. Then we will talk about the poultry breeds. What are the different breeds of the poultry birds? So when we talk about the breeds, we will say that poultry breeds in India, they are classified in three main types. And what are the three main types? First is indigenous breeds which belong to India. And then exotic breeds are the breeds which have come from other countries. And the cross breeds are the breeds of the poultry birds which are found by breeding of the indigenous breeds with exotic breeds. So these are the three types of breeds of the poultry birds in India. Now first of all we talk about the indigenous breeds. So the breeds which are of India. In this, the main indigenous breed of the poultry bird is known as the Asil or Indian game bird. So only Asil is the main indigenous breed in poultry birds in India. So these fowls, they are basically game birds and they are used in cockfighting and they provide high yield of meat, but they are not good egg layers, and the average weight of the cock of this variety is 4 to 5 kg and that of hen it is 3 to 4 kg. So Asil birds, they are the Indian game birds and they are basically used in cockfighting and they provide high quality or high yield of meat, but they are not good egg layers, and the average weight of these birds that is cock, that is 4 to 5 kg and that of hen is 3 to 4 kg, and it has some varieties. So Asil or the Indian game birds, it has a number of varieties, of which most popular are Pila. Pila is the golden red cock or the hen. Then Yaqub, it is the black and red variety. Then Noori is the white variety and Kagar is the black variety. So these are the different varieties of the indigenous bird, that is Asil or the Indian game bird. Then comes the exotic breeds. So exotic breeds in India, they are the two are main. They are white leghorn and the second one is Rhode Island red. Now white leghorn, it is a highly reputed exotic breed which produces long white eggs. So it has good quality of eggs, and these birds, they have a small body size and they need less food because they have small body, so they need less food for maintenance, and hens are good egg layers in case of white leghorn. And Rhode Island red, it was developed on the Rhode Islands in USA, and it is a dual type of breed, that is, it is a fairly good egg layer and also it yields good meat. So these are the two varieties of the exotic breeds in India. So next comes the cross breeds, and these are the breeds which are produced by breeding indigenous breeds with the exotic breeds, and many new breeds have been developed by cross breeding indigenous breeds with high yielding exotic breeds. And most of the present day chickens which we see, which are used for eggs and meat, they are basically cross breeds. And examples of some improved crossbreeds of fowls, they are HH260, then IBL 80, and then B77. So these are some of the varieties of the crossbreeds. So we have seen that there are three varieties of birds, are the poultry birds in India. First, they are indigenous birds, then exotic breeds, and then crossbreeds. Now, these are the diagrams of different types of breeds. If we talk about the indigenous breeds, and I told you that Asil is the main indigenous breed, and these are the varieties of the Asil. So this is Pila, golden red, and this is Yaqub, which is black and red, and Nuri is white, and Kagar is black. So these are the indigenous varieties. Then if we talk about the exotic breeds, so this is the white leghorn, and this is the Rhode Island red. So these are some of the indigenous breeds and exotic breeds, and cross breeds are produced by cross breeding these indigenous breeds with the exotic breeds. So next comes the poultry farm management. So how to manage the poultry farm? So poultry farming involves both the egg layers and broilers, and the housing, feeding and growing conditions for broilers as well as egg layers, they are different, and for high yield, good management practices are required. So in the poultry farm, there are present broilers also and layers also. So both of them, that is broilers and egg layers, they have different needs for high yield. So it has to be taken care of while managing the poultry farm. So first of all, we will talk about the shelter of the poultry birds. So poultry birds are needed to be maintained in a strictly hygienic manner with proper housing, and a good and a clean environment with proper ventilation should be provided, and the farm should be disease and pest free, and layers require regular temperature. So the shelter of the poultry birds, it should be very hygienic, ventilated, good and clean. It should be disease free and the pest free, and there should be a regulated temperature in the poultry farm. So this is about the shelter of the poultry birds. Then comes the food. Poultry farming involves both layers, egg layers and broilers, and both these groups, they have different food requirements according to their farming purpose. So broilers and egg layers, they have different requirement in terms of food. Since broilers are raised for meat, they are fed with protein and fat rich food, and vitamin supplements help them for a good growth rate, and they are regularly checked up, and the good care is taken to avoid death and other infectious diseases. So as we know that broilers are raised for meat, so they are fed with protein and fat rich diet, and vitamin supplements are also given to these broilers to get the good quality of the meat. And egg layers, their food is rich in vitamin A and K, which help in more egg production. So egg layers are given the food which is rich in vitamin A and K because it helps in more egg production. And poultry feed includes cereals like bajra, wheat, maize and oil cakes, etc. So this is about the food of the poultry birds, and both the broilers as well as the egg layers, their feeding requirement is different. So next comes the disease management, and now you know that while managing the farm, it has to be taken care of that the farm should be disease free or the pest free, and for successful poultry farming, a disease free condition is important because fowls are vulnerable. Fowl means poultry birds. They are vulnerable to numerous diseases like fowl pox, fowl cholera, bird flu, Ranikhet disease, coryza, and aspergillosis. So these are some of the diseases of the poultry birds. Then the cause of the disease may be different. So it can be from different modes of infection. It can be from virus, bacteria, fungus, or other agents, or even food deficiency or nutritional deficiency can also cause diseases in poultry birds. So regular and proper cleaning, sanitation and spraying of the pesticides is very important, and disinfectants should be sprayed from time to time in the poultry farm to keep the farm clean, and timely vaccination of the birds against infectious diseases should also be done in the poultry farm to keep the poultry birds disease free. So this is how the poultry birds are prevented from getting any type of the disease. So this is all about the poultry farming, and in this poultry farming we have studied about how to manage the poultry farm, what are the different breeds of the poultry birds, what are the different types of the poultry birds, then how to keep the poultry birds free from disease. So these were the concepts of the poultry farming. Now you have to go through this video presentation, and then you have to prepare notes, you have to revise this presentation, and then in case you have any difficulty in understanding this topic or any term, you can note down those doubts, and when you come for virtual class we can discuss those doubts and then we can clear them out. So thank you.